Hey everyone, Ēmpress here, and as always, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about leveling up, okay? So if you're watching this video, your life is about to elevate like crazy. Today we'll be talking about leveling up spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. What is leveling up? I mean, everybody's going to define it differently, but leveling up in general means taking something to the next level. So in this instance, it would be taking your life to the next level, advancing yourself, improving yourself, like just feeling more whole and just more pivoted as a person is how I look at like leveling up, like living a leveled up life. The tips that I'll be giving you guys are tips that I have used, as well as tips that I still use if I feel like I'm getting to a place to where I'm becoming stagnant. So one of the very first ways to level up your life overall is to level up spiritually, okay? So if you believe in God, the creator, then praying is going to have to become a priority for you. I cannot tell you how helpful and how much my life advanced and improved when I started making prayer a priority. Not just when you eat, not just before you go to bed, not just when something bad happens to you. Make it a priority. I pray literally every morning. I have to start my morning with prayer. Like, it is mandatory. And I also learned praying throughout the day is also good. Pray at all times. For those of you all that, may not be a believer, you may also, do positive affirmations and positive self-talk to yourself. Call a meeting with yourself, honey. I call a meeting and I still believe in God, honey. Sometimes you just have to sit yourself down and you just got to really think out a situation. Like, you just really got to work your way through a situation. Like, when your spiritual is in line, people can't shake you. When your connection to the divine, your faith and everything is in alignment, people cannot shake you. Okay, you're already leveling up and advancing because where you come from, your source, you're connected to your source. So it's like, it's unshakable, it's untouchable, it's unmatched. Even if it's just you meditating, just sitting in silence with yourself. I also like to add into my prayer, God, how can I be of service to you? How can you use me today to be a help in any way? Because a lot of times we are always asking God, asking the universe, asking of the world to give us something. We want to take, but we never want to give. So just getting that connection with spirit and just never forgetting that this is where all of this starts, because we are spiritual beings at the end of the day. Really just connecting with that is going to kickstart your leveling up and your advancing right there. Leveling up mentally. I cannot tell you how important that is. We all know how important the heart is, where the mind is just as important. Just like they say, the mind is a terrible thing to waste, honey. They did not lie about that. One of the most greatest gems that I learned as well is that our feelings come from our thoughts. How we look, think, see, perceive a situation controls how we feel about it. Literally. So if on Mondays, you know how everybody hates Mondays or whatever, that's like the going theme that people have programmed into our mind. So guess what? Because you've consumed that so much, and because you've agreed to think that, now you go into Mondays and your Mondays are not as good because you're choosing and you're agreeing to have that thought that, oh, it's a Monday, it's going to be some stuff, it's going to be too busy, it's going to be too that. And you notice how in contrast, we all love a good Friday, right? We love Friday. We embrace Friday. We eating out on Friday. Like, we doing things extra to make Friday great. And guess what? When you go into work on Friday, most times you are happy. You are good because you know the weekend is coming. People have given you the thought process that, oh, this is a good day. It's the end of the work week. So you're more happy. You're more inclined to have a good day because that's the energy that you're carrying from your mental. That's what you're manifesting. Your mind is non-biased. So whatever you're putting up here is what you're attracting into your life. So just think about that Monday, Friday comparison. Start going into work on a Monday with the same energy that you would on a Friday. It's going to be a good day. I don't care if it's Monday, it's still going to be a good day. But that's just an example. But apply that to even people, places, things, situations that you have to deal with. If you're constantly assuming the worst of a person, assuming the worst of even yourself, how can you expect to advance to the next level? What we consume is so important. So another thing that really helped me to advance is to make sure that I'm reading again. Like, reading was like my way to pour in positivity in my brain. Okay, like I'm trying to, anxiety will give you a lot of negative thoughts. So like, I made sure I started back reading super regularly. Even audiobooks are super helpful, because then, you don't have to commit to staring at the phone or end up getting distracted and going onto an app and closing your book. Like, it fills your brain with something different. And go watch and listen to positive books now. I ain't talking about the drama, the same stuff you can see on social media. Like, consume and just fill yourself up with some positive educational stuff, something that just keeps you focused. It can be in line with your goals or whatever it is that you want to do. It's going to really help level you up mentally, because your brain won't just have a bunch of nonsense. Like, I'm always talking about social media memes and how there's so many of them. Like, so many people have so many in their phones saved to their social media. I know, because I used to be one of those people. And like, we just constantly consume and eat it all up, and just, it is just a mess. And it's like, is that really all that's on your brain? That the stress from the day, struggles that you may be experiencing? Like, you need something positive. You need to clear some mental space so you can have a peace of mind that is going to level you up, that is going to advance your life right there, and thinking more positive about yourself, about others. I'm not saying to, be a fool, be foolish, be delusional. You do have to follow your intuition. You do have to use common sense with certain things. But I'm just saying, you do not want to go into every situation like thinking negatively. Leveling up emotionally. One of the most, what's the word? I don't know if I should call it beautiful, because it's not really a beautiful thing, but one of the most comforting things that I learned is that how people treat others is a reflection of who they are. It's less about the people that they're treating that way and more about them. There's a saying that, and I really don't know if I'll get it right, but I think it's that we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. Something like that. Y'all will know it, y'all will look it up, but that stuff is so true. Like, whatever's in is what comes out. People can only do what they know how to do. So leveling up emotionally is so important. Don't take anything personal, okay? Now, of course, we're using discretion. We know some things are personal attacks that people try to do, but those weapons may form, but they don't prosper, right? But learn to just take less things personally. Like, once people really become at a state of peace, they're not going to want to cause disruption in other people's lives. Like, literally, because they are learning and they appreciate peace so much, they're going to want to be peaceful in their interactions with everyone. So if you're constantly witnessing people that are just not being peaceful, that are just being chaotic for no reason, being negative for no reason, it's because of something that they're dealing with within themselves. And that's not something that you can fix. But what you can do is fix yourself and allow yourself to not be influenced or affected by it emotionally or moved by it, because you know that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. I always say, I'm going to be nice first. I cannot promise you how I'll be last, but I always try to be nice and graceful first in any situation. So this will also require you to read the room, give up the need to be right, all the time. Release that need, even with me personally, I'm a very blunt person. People would say, as me being a Sagittarius sun, I'm a truth teller, but I can't tell you guys the peace that I have now that I pay it. Like, I just don't even feel the need to I don't feel the need to do it. Like, I just don't. Like, I mean, if it comes down to something with me and I feel like, I want to clear it up, I will. But I just don't feel the need. I let people think what they want to think, do what they want to do. Like, I don't feel the need to, I don't feel the need. Like, that's the best statement here. I don't feel the need to. I don't have to. Like, that's emotional peace too. That's emotionally leveling up too, is that statement. I don't have to. I don't want to. I choose not to. That's emotionally leveling up. Letting go of expectations. A great way to emotionally level up. Oftentimes, we get in our feelings about things. We become emotional about things because we expected something of someone else or of a situation. Let go of those expectations. They will disappoint you every time if they turn out to not be what you intended them to be. So it's a setup for disappointment. Choosing your battles. Like I said, I don't want to. I choose not to. Choosing your battles is very important. Like, surrender does not always mean defeat. I promise it doesn't. It doesn't. Turning the cheek doesn't make you weak. And that rhymed, but I wasn't even really trying to rhyme, but it's like, it makes perfect sense. And also, in order to emotionally level up, you must give yourself grace. Be nice to yourself. And, that doesn't just mean, pampering and all of that stuff, but definitely do that too. Princess treatments and stuff, but just be nice to yourself. Talk nice to yourself. Think highly of yourself. And you will feel more valuable. Leveling up financially. Where the money reside, we all know that was like a funny phrase all last year, but it's very accurate. You want to surround yourself with the energy in which you wish to manifest into your life. They say if you hang around 4 broke people, you'll become the 5th. Hang around 4 rich people, you'll become the 5th. Period. So you want to make sure that you're creating the space and the capacity for what you're asking of the universe to bring into your life. Okay, you want to make sure you are saving as well. That was definitely a way that I was able to level up, like realizing it's okay to miss out on certain things. Like, you ain't got to go out to eat every weekend. You don't have to go to the bar every weekend. Sometimes it's more affordable to just, I'm not even gonna say affordable, because it's not that you can't afford it because you have the money, but it's more reasonable, it's more wise to just go buy the bottle of wine, go buy the bottle of tequila, drink it at home, invite your girls over there or go over their house, etc., versus going out. Same thing for date night, things like that. Well, let me not throw that out in there, because we don't need these men not taking us on no dates. Scratch that part, but you know what I mean. That was very biased to me, but y'all listen. Anyways, let me stay focused. It's not about a certain salary amount, a certain figure. It's all about, what it takes for your individual household. Like, that's how you also level up financially. Don't compare yourself to other people, your income to other people's income, other people's jobs, etc. Like, of course, you want to make enough to pay for your household, your income, and then, everybody wants to have some left over for, play, investment, saving, things like that. But just really focus on your individual situation, and really budget as well is a part of leveling up too. Like, really becoming organized, how much you spend on this particular thing. Like, just really, it puts you in control of your situation, and also, like, how you look at things. Like I said, like, we get those paychecks, and majority of the money that's coming out is for our bills and our priorities or whatever. But instead of what I just started to do, instead of like looking into like, dang, most of my check is going to this, it start to look at it like, at least I have the money. I have that to pay those things. Like, because there are some people that get paid and they literally do not have enough to pay their stuff. So leveling up is like really just, like I said, changing the way you think about it. So change the way you view your financial situation as well. That doesn't stop you from wanting to improve it or grow your salary and your amounts, but it helps you stop feeling so negative about it, on such a regular, reoccurring basis. Saving, very important. So like a a quick tip on saving. What you can do, like, you know how when you get paid, like, let's say if your check is 10,500, right? We using big numbers because it's big energy over here, okay? Period. That's your check a week, okay? You know what? No, that's your check a day. Period. So your check is $10,500. Then what you would do is you would deposit. Of course, you know you have to pay your bills. So let's say that was your check. That was what you had left over. That wasn't even your check, because baby, look, this is big energy over here. So we're leveling up, remember. So after I paid all my bills, I had $10,500 left. So what I would do is I would place the entire amount into my bank account, but I would only spend the $500 if needed on like stuff that was mandatory. I would still have the mindset I can eat at home, or, you know, not buying frivolous things, or just, you know, just spending BMFing out here, blowing money fast, like just not doing that off that $500. And you will see how much like you really could save. Like by the time you get paid again, you just be like, really? So then when you get paid again, like let's say you get paid another 10,500 or whatever, right? Then you would deposit that in, and then whatever that little leftover balance, like, because you want to keep your whole number, okay? So if you sitting at like 20K, you want to keep that 20K, but whatever that leftover, so like if that's 20K and 100, or, you know, 20K, 50, whatever that is, you want to keep that little bit. You want to try to survive off that little bit. Remember I said your bills are already paid, because, you know, you can't be playing those games with bills. They got to be paid. We just talking about the little bit that you have, the lot bit that you have left over. That's like a great tip that I did for like just saving, and you just will be surprised. Not only are you leveling up financially because your bank account is growing, but you're creating a healthy relationship with spending money, because you're spending it more wisely, or you're realizing that you don't have to spend it that much. I'm telling you, that's going to help you level up financially. And then, like you could say, you know, because we here for a good time, not a long time. And then once you've stacked your funds and got your funds where you want them to be, then you can say, okay, let me treat myself. Let me go get a new wig, or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you want, all the things that you want. And that it will barely put a dent in your bank account, because by then you've already saved and leveled up so much more. And then I'm telling you, you're going to be ready to save again. You're going to be like, okay, I got that out the way. I ain't doing too much, because you've just created that healthy relationship. Like, you have no points to prove to anybody but you. Like, I've always loved the saying, I don't need the $700 bag to prove that I got $700. Like, and I don't want to be able to obtain the $700 bag and I'm not able to have $700 in the bag. It's not making sense to me. To me, that's not worth it. I want the $700 bag, and I also want to have $700 in the bag. Plus, of course, you know, setting your goals, following them, doing the things that you need to do, like not making excuses, because excuses will get you nowhere. Excuses is just another way of you trying to find comfort mechanism. Stop making excuses, get straight to solutions, level up financially, put yourself, be in position. Like, that's another thing. Like, when things happen, people just, you know how people like to tell you, just pray about it and stuff. And prayer is very important, because remember, I talked about that. But you have to also be in position for stuff, like for God to bless you with it. Like, how, like, that's just like, let's use work, since we're talking about leveling up financially. You could pray for a job all day, but if you're just going to just sit in the house all day, don't put in no job applications, but you just praying for a job, like, how do you expect God to give it to you? You have to do something. What they say, faith without works or something. Don't have me quoting the Bible lying, child. But you have to put yourself in position to win. I think that's enough said. Leveling up physically. And I just say this as the final thing, because a lot of people feel like in order to be a leveled up person, it's all about your physical and how you look. Oh, they don't look like they're leveled up. They don't look like they have this, that, and the third. Like, when the physical thing is probably one of the final things. Like, it's important, but it's probably the last thing that you can put on your list as far as leveling up. But it is important. It is important. But just know that just because you see a person, they look all put together or whatever, that doesn't mean that they're living an advanced, leveled up life for real. They could be really going through some things, or really be negative, or have a horrible way of thinking. But anyways, leveling up physically is still important, because when you look good, you feel good in most cases. Okay, so that means taking care of yourself, taking your vitamins, you know, eating healthy. And like, even if you're like me, you're not like completely vegan or vegetarian or anything like that, then you still like kind of, you know, eat bad food sometimes, you know, that's okay. But, you know, throw in your green teas, your water intake, your vitamin supplements, throw all of that stuff in there too. You know, it's all about balance. Okay, working out, stop making those excuses. Like, stop in the beginning of the year you saying you're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna work out. And that's another thing about the gym. This is why I work out at home, because I know if I start a gym membership, as much as I would love to have the cute little outfits and go to the gym with my friends, then that's too much risk in that. Because then if I'm going with my friends and they're not available, then I'm not going. Or if my outfit don't look right that day, then I'm not going. Or if it's too many people in there, or I feel uncomfortable, blah blah blah, I'm not going. But guess what? This living room is gonna be here. I can work out in this living room. So eliminate the little obstacles that we unknowingly put in our way of getting ourselves to our goals. Like, work out, do the workout. Like, you need to physically, and it's not about, you know, being fat phobic or just pushing a body type or body figure, but you working out just helps you feel good. You know what I mean? Like, you might be a little sore sometimes, you know, if you overdo it, but it helps you feel good after. It gives you a boost of energy. It's good for your heart. So like, just in general, even if you're not trying to lose or gain any weight, you just need to get some kind of physical fitness about yourself to level up. Taking care of your hair, skin, nails, things like that, you know, feminine qualities, you know, making sure you're polished. And even for men, you know, you still need to look polished, clean, you know, everything all lined up. Just take care of yourself, like, because you really level up when you feel good. What you'll experience is that you need to boost those levels, because everything is all about balance. So, you know, you may get some things high over here, but then some things right here might be low. So you just constantly advancing and advancing. And then the more you advance, you know, the higher your standards will be, you know, for yourself, and the higher your goals will be for yourself. So you have to constantly increase those levels. So we're constantly leveling up. Like, you know, it's just, we're constantly elevating, constantly evolving, constantly growing. All right, you guys, so that concludes this video on how to level up spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell as well, so that you can be notified when I upload more videos. Drop down in the comments below. Let me know if you have any tips on how to level up. Thank you all so much for watching. Sincerely Empress, and I will see you all in the next one.